Someone is in love with your mind and spirit. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, someone is in love with your mind and spirit. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say it's all natural for me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say it's all natural for me. Now, what I mean by a person being in love with your mind and your spirit, it has nothing to do with sexuality, okay? It has nothing to do with how good you look. It has nothing to do with how attractive you are. Again, y'all, as I've stated before in some of my other videos, of course, don't nobody want to be with some oogly boogly bear. I get all that. But when a person is in love with your mind, when a person is in love with your spirit, they are able to visualize you without even seeing you in the flesh. Let me say that once again, y'all. When a person is in love with your mind, when a person is in love with your spirit, they are able to visualize you without even seeing you in the flesh. There was a movie that Denzel Washington starred in, right? He was like a dispatcher. The movie was on Netflix. Y'all help me out down below in the comments. And it was this guy by the name of John Travolta. And John Travolta was playing the bad guy who was robbing them and on this money heist, basically taking them for all they had, or else I'm going to kill every single passenger on this train. I'm sure some of y'all know this, but within that movie, he didn't even know who Denzel Washington was, right? He had never met him. He did some research on him later down the line in the movie, but he did not know who he was, right? And so when Denzel Washington was talking to him over the phone, okay, he kind of fell in love with his mind and spirit. Not from a homosexuality standpoint, but from a, man, I like you standpoint, you know? Now, although this can be platonically, it's mainly, or what I'm referring to it as, is mainly romantically. But once again, your friend can love your mind, your friend can love your spirit, right? However, y'all, we're talking about romantically today. The point is about that movie is that he had never met Denzel Washington. He didn't even know him, but he just liked him. And so when anybody else would try to get on the phone, he was like, hey man, I ain't talking to nobody else. In fact, I'm gonna kill me another passenger if y'all don't put him back on the phone. All right. And so the point is, y'all, is that that's the power of a person being in love with your mind and your spirit. It's something that you provide that nobody else can provide. It's something else that you have that nobody else don't have. And they got to come to you to get it. Make sense what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. You got that stuff a person can't find. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I got this stuff. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I got the stuff. But we ain't going to get into a long rant. Y'all know how your boy get. I'm just letting y'all know I'm outside doing this content today. As y'all can see, it's almost like a ghost town. It's a few people out here. Waterfalls are in the back, as y'all can see. But yeah, it's a few people out here. Family, I know y'all don't see me with a big coat, but don't be fooled. It is cool and cold out here. For real, y'all. However, when you're walking around, it's like your blood get to rolling, you know, and pumping, and you just start warming up as you walk. It used to happen to me a lot when I used to play football for the Coffee High Trojans. Okay, I played JV mainly, but I had my, you know, few moments on varsity. But anyway, y'all, that's pretty much what's going on out here. I'm sending nothing but love, peace, and prosperity to y'all. All right, y'all be aware we are all on a freeze watch out here. So for those who are in Atlanta, y'all make sure y'all keep them faucets running, and y'all make sure y'all keep that heat running. All right. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all have a beautiful day, because your boy's having a delightful day. And y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Let's get right into this, y'all. A major banger. Number one, you are a problem solver. All right. This is why they are in love with your mind and your spirit, because you are a problem solver. How many of y'all, and us, right, including me, I'm not excluded, have friends, people who you are in a relationship with, family members, associates that you may know, co-workers around you, and every time you tell them something, they give you a reason of why it won't work. They give you a reason of why it can't work. They give you a reason of why it shouldn't work. It's like they have this mentality to where they look at the glass and see that it's half empty, right? When in actuality, they should look at it and say, man, it's halfway full. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Somebody drop in the comments and say, see the best in things. All right? Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, see the best in things. Now, understand this right here, y'all. Those who solve problems will always have a job, will always have a position, will always have a place, will always have a space in somebody's life. Okay? Think about the people who get paid the big bucks. Yeah, y'all, I'm talking about $35 to $50, up all the way to $200-$300 an hour. Okay, some jobs pay you $700 an hour. All right, it got to be a really good job, but it's possible. Think about those jobs. You know why they're getting paid so much? It's because they are solving a problem. I'm going somewhere with this right here, y'all. When you solve problems, people will pay you to be in their lives. People will pay you more money to be on their job. People will pay you in their time and energy. People will pay you in so many different ways. They will compensate you in so many different ways. You know why? Because you solve problems. If you're a woman and you meet this man who have all this money, all this success, or he can be broke, right? He can have a lot of money or he can be broke, okay? If you provide a solution to this man's problem, whether he's rich and successful or broke and unsuccessful, either way it go, they're going to both want you around. You know why the rich man wants you around? Because he says, you can make me more money. You can attract more opportunities. You can bring the best out of me. You know why the broke man and unsuccessful man going to look at you and say, yeah, I want to keep her around? Because you're going to elevate his life. Okay, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. All right, if you are a man, bro, if you can provide solutions to her problem, meaning you can help her get through school, you can help her get more clothes, you can help her get her body right, you can help her inside the gym. All those things are problem solving. Anytime you solve a problem, people prioritize you. But anytime you add to the problem, people will deflate from you, distance themselves from you, and get away from you because you're not making anything better. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. All right, be a problem solver. Drop that down below in the comments as well. Be a problem solver. Number 2 is going to be this right here, y'all. You think positive, okay? You think positive. This is why they love and they are in love with your mind and spirit. See, when you are around some negative Neds, negative Nancy's, everybody who always talking about what Diddy got going on in prison. Yeah, I think Diddy, been drinking in prison. They say he been drinking. They say he been getting beat up, right? They worrying about what Megan Thee Stallion doing. They worried about what's going on over here. They worrying about what's going on over there. Everything but themselves. Negative. And they're bringing it to your attention every single chance they get. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? But see, with yourself, the reason why people fall in love with your mind and spirit is because you think positive. All right? You know how to get a person from feeling low and feeling like the scum of the earth and bring them all the way up here. That's a gift. See, I'm not saying that you have to be an edifier or a motivational speaker, right? Or even a preacher. But sometimes people have that spirit about themselves to where it's not even about your voice and you being this great motivational speaker, but sometimes it's just your spirit. Sometimes it's just your mindset. Like, who would think to tell somebody, hey man, don't worry about it, things will get better later, or things will get greater later? Okay, who would think to say, hey man, I know your video shoot didn't work out this weekend, but guess what, maybe next weekend it'll go even better than it was supposed to go this weekend? Most people have the mentality of, man, it didn't work out, man, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Right? Oh, man, you didn't get the job. Man, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Instead of a person saying, apply again. Right? And guess what? The reality is the reality. Meaning, it is a difference in between being negative and communicating the negatives. Okay? If it's going to rain on somebody's football day, a football game day, and they're saying, hey, man, it's going to rain. That's not being negative. That's communicating the negatives. If it's going to rain on a football game day and somebody say, man, I ain't going to be able to come, it's going to rain, you being negative. Because even if you're not going to come, you can politely just bow out by saying, hey, you know what? I may not come because it's going to rain. Now we're communicating the negatives. You don't got to bring that energy to it. We going somewhere with this, y'all. What I'm saying is this right here. When you basically just think positive. I don't care if you're dating. I don't care if you're in a relationship. I don't care if you're married. I don't care about any of that. When you think positive, people are going to fall in love with your mind and your spirit because it's soothing. It's healing. It's like medicine. Okay? And that's what people attract to. That's why you got to be careful with your gift. Because like I said before, y'all, in my last video, people come to your tree not because of the tree. They come because of that fruit. And so people see the type of fruit that you bear. And that's cool. That's fine. It says that we are supposed to minister our gifts. So I understand that. However, y'all, make sure you are aware of who you're ministering to, and you can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah, y'all, you can't pour from an empty cup. So just be mindful, and of course, y'all, use your discernment. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Use your discernment, okay? But you think positive, and that is a major contribution to why people fall in love with your mind and spirit. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, y'all. Your looks are only a plus, okay? Your looks are only a plus. Now, here go everybody in the comments talking about, Reno, looks do matter. We got to have looks. I don't want no oogly boogly, but guess what? I'm right along with you. I understand. Nobody wants a oogly boogly bear, okay? I get that. And by the way, y'all, we are all beautiful in spirit, all right? Look at everybody ready to get me. But the point is, y'all, is this right here. You can be the most beautiful in the world. You can be the most handsome in the room. You can be the most attractive, right? The most sexy, the most whatever you want to call it, okay? But when a person is in love with your mind and your spirit, yeah, that man don't got to worry about seeing you, or he's not worrying about seeing you in makeup, right? See, when you are really doing it for a person in terms of your mentality and your spirit, they don't care about what type of jewelry you wear, right? They want to see your natural raw attraction, your natural raw looks. They want to see what you look like, when you bust all the way down. I'm talking about busted and disgusted. They love that version of you. Now, I'm not saying to walk around like this every single day, okay, and walk around like a hobo. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying, y'all, is this right here. When a person is in love with your mind and spirit, it's not too much that you have to do attraction-wise. They're already attracted to your mind and your spirit. Why do you think you see some of the most beautiful women, okay? Some of the most beautiful women with some of the ugliest guys, all right? Guys who are not the most attractive. Guys who look like, you know, they should be playing rugby, right? With the helmet on. Ooh. Rugby with the helmet on, all right? 2 helmets at that. What I'm saying, y'all, is this right here. It's not about his looks. She loves his personality. She loves his mindset. Yeah, she loves what's on the inside of him, right? And it's the same thing with women, right? But mainly with guys for sure. However, when a woman has that mentality and she have that spirit, he gonna marry her because of her heart. It's not always about the looks. All right. Now, I know somebody gonna say this. Well, Reno, men, you know, fall in love with what they see, and women fall in love with what they hear. So it's not the same. Well, here's the thing, y'all. That is a true statement. However, there's men who will love a woman not because of her looks, but he will love her because of her heart, okay, of her spirit, because he knows that I can go get with the most beautiful woman in the world, but is she gonna treat me like this? And guess what? That in itself makes you more beautiful than that 10, than that woman who's on In Vogue magazine, than Tyra Banks. All right? Understand what I'm saying, y'all? That's powerful. But your looks have nothing to do with it. Your looks are only a A+. Now, they like your looks. Don't get it twisted now. They love your looks. They like it. But you already sold them on your mentality and your heart, your spirit. Number 4, y'all, it's going to be this right here. Your intellect and intelligence, okay? your intellect and intelligence. Now, this is something that I'm going to always speak about because it's true. All right. I said this in one of my other videos. If you don't have range, that can be very unattractive to a woman and to a man. Okay. Sapiosexuality is real. Some people only get turned on. Some people only get happy sexually. Some people only, want to have sex when they are dealing with a person who is intelligent and, intellectual. Meaning, we don't got nothing to talk about. If we don't have anything to talk about, we don't got nothing to do sexually, right? See, when you are young, you're a teenager, when you were early in your 20s, you start looking at sex like, ooh, this is a sport, especially for guys, okay? And for women, it could be the same thing at some points. But, when you start getting older and when you start looking at the mentality and you start looking at the mind and you start paying attention to what do you want out of life? Where do you want to be in 5-10 years? What are we doing right now, right? Do you love to read? Do you love to study? Do you research? What do you want out of life? And when you start realizing that this fool don't want nothing out of life, I'm not about to give my body to you, male or female, okay? So when a person is able to have intellect and intelligence, that means that they have range and dynamic. We can speak about anything from politics to pistols. We can talk about race to religion. We can talk about what's going on television. We can talk about anything, okay? Because I have that type of intellect, all right? And that in itself makes people fall in love, right? Especially women. A lot of women love an intelligent man, okay? A lot of women love an intelligent man. A man who know how to speak, a man who know how to articulate, a man who understands how to understand, a man who can speak to her soul by puncturing her with his lovely words. You see how that works? Yeah, y'all know I got it too. But the point is this right here, y'all. When you have intellectuality and intelligence, all right, it makes you very attractive, and it also contributes to why a person has fallen in love with your mind and your spirit, all right? Number 5 is going to be this right here, y'all. You are naturally a good person, okay? You're just naturally a good person. Y'all, it is so difficult these days to find good people. If y'all go on my last, 100, 200 videos, y'all gonna notice that I speak about good people a lot. And I don't care how many times I speak about it. Because in this world, y'all, it's not set up for good people to win. Let me say that once again. In this world, it's not set up for good people to win. I need y'all to understand that. And I don't care who don't like it. It's the reality. However, when a good person meet another good person, oh man, it's a beautiful, blissful sight to see. When a good person meet another good person, it is a beautiful and blissful sight to see. It's wonderful. You know why? Because I'm a giver, you a giver. You a lover, I'm a lover. I appreciate you, you appreciate me. You value me, I value you. It's like y'all are reciprocating the energy y'all have given to other people who did not deserve it. So yes, y'all, this is not about complaining about, oh, there ain't no good people out here in the world. Listen, y'all, there's a difference in between being negative and communicating the negatives, okay? And if we communicate the negatives, the reality is not too many people who are doing good deeds and good gestures because they want to. Most people do it because there's a ulterior motive, okay? Ulterior motive, all right? But with that being said, y'all, the fact that you are a naturally good person is attractive to them because maybe they've already been dogged out, right? Maybe she already had that man who treated her like she was nothing. Maybe he already had that woman who devalued him and used him for his money. Maybe they already been through that little phase, okay, whatever that phase was, but maybe they been through that phase and they want something real. Well, guess what? They in luck because that's all you are. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm the real deal. So understand this, y'all, whether you are going through this right now, whether you will go through this, or whether you've already been through this. This is how you know a person is in love with your mind and spirit, all right? But with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. All right, we got some other things we got to get going. I may get me a little jog in, y'all. Yep, y'all, while it's cold, okay, because I feel a little warm, but you know, we're going to get to it. Y'all make sure y'all check out the new single, Lean, has just dropped. And yes, y'all, I will be shooting the live performance to that. And that's going to be shot this weekend. I'll probably go live, or I'll probably just show y'all what's going on. But we're gonna shoot that live performance. I'm gonna post that on my YouTube channel. Okay, I will be releasing music on my YouTube channel. So that's the only channel you're gonna go and check out my new Christian rap, my new gospel rap, stuff like that. I'm not doing secular music, none whatsoever. So for those who want the old Reno, for those who want and most of y'all don't, but I'm just talking to those who knew who I was. For those who want that old music, the three-wheel motion, the problems, the all those old songs, the Rich Mentality mixtape, that's not who I am no more. All right, we doing it all for God this time. We doing it all for God, and you know, I don't care who dislike it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for God, and I'm doing it for my real, true chosen ones and those who are real believers. Okay, and so with that being said, y'all get ready for this new music that's about to drop. All right, y'all be sure. And by the way, too, y'all, when it comes to the music video that's gonna be put out, it may be dropped late November, maybe on Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. So y'all stay tuned for it. I'm gonna keep y'all in tune and intact with everything. But with that being said, y'all be sure to go over to the Rich Mentality Academy. Be sure to join the membership, meet the tribe. All right. Be sure to get you a book a one-on-one session with your boy, or y'all can get one of those Yes Sir t-shirts. I keep saying t-shirts. Get you a Yes Sir hoodie. But all right, family, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.